Right here, I'm just want to let you hear the noise that this axle is worn inside. When I shake it, you see nothing. Now with this one, completely shot. Completely, we was getting a crazy vibration from this axle right here. I'm pretty much confident this is the problem, and this will solve. 2005 Honda Odyssey. Today we're gonna be changing the axle. This axle is pretty straightforward on changing it. Something you can do at home by yourself, and I'm gonna just walk you through it. So first things first, jack it up. Make sure you put a stand. Safety is always gonna be first. Secondly, tools you're gonna need. If you're just using a regular ratchet, you don't have no power tools, you'll be using a 21 socket on a 1/2 inch, 22 socket on a 1/2 inch, 12 on a 3/8, and this is a 36 nut on a 1/2 inch. You could break this with a breaker bar to break this loose. Just from my experience, me personally, I take the brake. It's a little clip that holds the brake line in place. I take that out. It's a little clip that holds the ABS in place. Take that out. Once you take all these bolts out, these are 22s. Release them, get them out the way. Remove the nut. You pretty much just have to knock the strut, knock it, and the strut will release from the spindle. Once the strut releases from the spindle, you just pop the axle out. Now this is the simple part, but 9 and 10 times the hard part comes from separating the axle. Sometimes you run into errors where you try and take the axle from the spindle and the spindle is seized to the axle. I had that problem before, but it's not something that I run into a lot, so I wouldn't tell an average person it's something to worry about. Secondly, the main thing with this is disconnecting the axle from the transmission. I typically use a flathead. I try to wedge it in there and pop it out. Sometimes that works. Sometimes you gotta get a hammer, knock it. Those are the little steps I do to get it out. But that's where the main have a little fight when taking it out is when you gotta take it from the transmission. If you're pretty experienced with working on cars, you could just pop it out 1, 2, 3, see the angle, you know how to get it. If you're not experienced with cars, sometimes just play with it. Just play with it. It's not nothing impossible. Just don't knock on against the transmission because you could break your casing. This is something that you can do at home by yourself, and I'm just trying to show you the way to do it. It's not something that's impossible to do. It might take you roughly, I'll say 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, give or take. I use power tools, so it takes me no time, but the average person, I give it about an hour on this car doing it. Once you get the axle out, you pop the new one back in. When popping the new one back in, all you gotta do is, like I said, rock it, knock it. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Slides right in. That axle's in. If you look close, it bottomed out. There's no gap. She's in there. Now I'll proceed to put this back together. This is how you change the axle on a 2005 Honda Odyssey. If you like what you're seeing, hit like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at WildNobleWorks.